Hello guys, and welcome to another CBI tutorial. My name is Crystal, aka CrystalX, and I just want to give a quick shout out to my group Club Bubblegum AP. Today's tutorial, I will be teaching you guys another meshing basics, and this one's going to be focused on tools of the trade. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you 3 applications that you need for meshing for Inv meshing with SketchUp. First thing first, here's my group Club Bubblegum AP. This is where you will be able to find all of the links you need in order to mesh for SketchUp. What you do is once you get to my group, join it and scroll down. You'll see a thread that says how to blow a bubble, DT tutorials. You'll click on that. Once you're there, you'll scroll down until you see programs. Here you'll be able to download SketchUp itself. I have versions 8 till the recent. The version that I use in my demonstrations is SketchUp 8 Pro. I also have a couple Pro versions for other SketchUps, such as SketchUp Pro 2014 and 2013. These are all just temporary usage. However, if you don't decide to buy the license, you can download the free versions as well. I have them available for Mac and for Windows downloads, and also in different languages if you need. Just give me a message. Below the programs are what we're going to focus on today, and these are tools of the trade. You'll most definitely need to download the Inv File Editor, although you won't really need it until later tutorials. But the Inv File Editor allows you to create basic clothing and accessory meshes. Below that is the numbered materials. You can download that if you choose. In the last tutorial, I taught you guys how to create your own. And below this are the weighted avatars. I don't use these, however, they are needed if you plan on making basic clothing. And last but not least, Mesh Out. This one is the most definite that you will be needing to download. This is for exporting. Mesh Out does not export in SketchUp Make or the most recent SketchUp 2014. And there's also SketchUp 2015 that's out now too. I believe it's in beta mode, and I'm not sure if it exports. However, if you do decide to use those, I will give you an application that works for that in a later tutorial. So, once you download the Inv File Editor and Mesh Out, what you'll want to do is go to your computer and find where your SketchUp is located. And you'll want to insert it into the plugins folder. Just drop them both in there. Once you've done that, you'll download SketchUp, or you'll open your SketchUp. And under plugins, you will see the Inv File Editor and Mesh Out. Alright, so the creator of the Inv File Editor is Hellstrongs, and the creator of Mesh Out is ApocalypseSurvivor. So I include some links below for you guys to go ahead and give them a shout out and to thank them for these wonderful applications. Another application that you will always see me use is Merlin's Toolkit. I don't have a download for that. However, I can tell you who created it. His name is EnglishTiger, and there's a link to his page too. And shall you want to use this, I advise you to contact him. Merlin's Toolkit is just like Mesh Out, except for it's a lot more simplified. The only thing that Merlin's Toolkit can't do that mesh out can is export. So, to begin, I'm going to show you the Inv File Editor as far as what we will be doing with it in most of our tutorials. I like to use the avatars that come with it for scaling purposes. So when you go to the Inv File Editor, you'll go down to New Project, and you'll choose either female or male. Just depends. I always use a girl. So there she is, and you can use her for accurate scale. And I, of course, have my template set to feet in inches because I feel that it's fairly accurate. And our next one, we're going to discuss mesh out. Alright, so I showed you in previous tutorials how to create shapes and how to make faces and extrude and so forth. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Let's just say I had this little shape here. In mesh out, I could turn this into a room or a rug, but included in mesh out are the standing and sitting poses that you would add to furniture. There's a camera dolly that you always have to add to rooms so that your avatars know where to land. Next, it has to add a node. This is for furniture. Another one's adding a floor node. This way your furniture can move around. They also have ceiling nodes and wall nodes as well. These are also so that either floor or wall furniture can move. And ceiling furniture. And above it are the options to select all bones. Bones are the skeletal, I guess what make up like poses and stuff. It's basically going to be your poses and your nodes. Those are considered bones. And they make up the skeleton file, which is the XSF, which basically tells you where your avatars are going to stand and where your furniture can or can't be moved and where the camera is going to be located. Anyhow, this selects all those types of bones, and this comes in handy if you need to just select them all and hide it and work just on the mesh itself. The next thing you're going to see here is the renumber pose groups. This is great for when you need to make multiple poses, however you don't want to do them individually. So you just take one pose and you copy it several times. And then after you do that, you select all the poses that you've created and then you renumber them here. Same thing with your furniture nodes. You do the same thing. And then at the end you make all of them compatible and just make them all work together with each other. And this one is preferences. I'm not sure what this is about. I used to do it in the past, but it's basically for if you want to export the Xrf files with your mesh. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't suggest that clicking this. I used to have it clicked back in the day, and it would just give me a ton of files with my mesh, and every once in a while it came in handy. Like if I accidentally messed up, oh, sorry, like if I accidentally messed up the numbering on my mesh while inside the create mode. But for the most part, if I mess up, I just start over. So this really isn't necessary right here. And then there's the next app I want to go over is Merlin's Toolkit. I already explained that it's like mesh out. Only difference is it can't export your meshes, which is basically taking it from SketchUp to InView. It's like it's translating. So, I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. Hopefully I can find a way to delete this out the video. But here we are, Merlin's Toolkit, and I'm going to just go through it. There's 4 main options, which is Node Matic. This is where you will find everything that Meshout offered. You'll find all the sitting poses except for this one. You don't have to do everything individually. You can actually do it in a group and you don't have to renumber. Same with the floor, wall, and ceiling nodes. You don't have to renumber anything if you need more than one. And then there's different lighting options in here. I've never used these, but I will try them out one day and let you know in a later tutorial. But I do know that they have camera dollies, and with this one, you'll want to always put the camera dolly in first after you create your mesh, along with the room root node. Okay, and so our next one is the Meshmatic. This one is dynamic too because it has pre-made shapes in here that you can use. And you can even scale them as well before you even, I guess, before it's even made. You get to set the dimensions for it. And they have a box, cone, cylinder, a 3D polygon, pyramid, and then my favorite is the room because it reverses the faces for you. This is great for beginners. And then there's a spear. This one's great. I mean, I'll show you in a later tutorial, but making a circle using the follow me tool is ridiculous. Next is the tube, and then there's a circle, a 2D polyface, and a rectangle. Here is the toolbox. I love this one. However, I never use it from the menu because with Merlin's Toolkit, all you have to do is select whatever you were working on and right click, and that toolbox option is here for you to use. And you can center on the origin, you can move to center, and then you can even move whatever object at a specific location on your scene. And there's other options too for the toolbox, such as to add a copy from the components. I'll teach you guys all about those later. And then to rotate on the center point of the axis, which is, once you center this to the axis, then it allows you to rotate it from there. And the reason why I like to do it here instead of from here is because when you're doing it from the menu, it still has those options available even if you can't do it yet. Whereas when you right click, it shows you these are faded out, so it shows you that you're not able to do those yet. And I believe that was everything. Oh, no, it is not. With Merlin's Toolkit, there's also one more box. It's the toggle units. This one I don't use because I already have my template set to my measurements. But if you want to change your measuring units, you can do it from here. For some reason, my menu doesn't want to stick. And then another great thing with Merlin's Toolkit is it will give you the camera snaps. I love these. And it just gives you like the isolated view. It gives you a view from the top, like the absolute top of it, from the bottom. It gives you one from the front view, from the right, from the back, and from the left. And you can definitely see how these come in handy. Because sometimes when you're rotating your scene with the orbit tool, it can get a little bit messy, especially if you're zoomed in or zoomed out too far. These are just great camera snaps. Okay, so this is going to be the conclusion of my video. I'm going to go ahead and give these shoutouts again to these great people who helped create these applications to make it possible for us to mesh with SketchUp. I want to give another shout out to ApocalypseSurvivor for making Meshout. I want to give a huge shout out to Merlin's Toolkit creator, EnglishTiger. I actually had an interview with him live, and I will discuss that in a further YouTube video and also live in Club Bubblegum AP. And then the Inv File Editor creator, Hellstrongs, thank you so much. That little avatar is amazing, and I just love it for scaling everything. And of course, a huge shout out to my group Club Bubblegum AP and to all my staff members who make it possible for me to continue doing my tutorials and everything. And thank you for watching. I appreciate my viewers. You guys make it possible as well. So, you guys have a great day. I'm Crystal X, and I'm out.